All right, we are recording.
Hello,
we are
hello,
now
hello.
live. Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome back to Two Shades of Grey for another episode. Today will be episode 12. I don't know.
I didn't even
Honestly,
know.
at this point, it's fine. Whatever. Okay. So the topic for today will be what distinguishes animate from inanimate matter, and what is alive, right? And like, what's the difference between alive and dead? So I guess we have to start again with like some definitions and pre-assumptions.
Yeah.
So by being alive, something has to have a certain or like certain properties,
Yes.
right?
There
some-
are some, here, I'll pull up this article, and I do agree with it.
Yeah.
Like it gives 6 characteristics,
Yes,
6
okay.
common characteristics of what a living organism is, or just an organism. So consisting of cells,
Yeah.
growth and development,
Yes.
homeostasis,
Yeah.
responding to their environment.
Mm-hmm.
They can reproduce
Mm-hmm.
and order levels of organization.
Yes. Is that the one from Khan Academy?
No, this is Pretzi.
Okay. Yeah. So I saw the exact same 6 characteristics
Actually, yeah.
from Khan Academy.
Maybe this is someone's random article, but
But yeah, like
I think it's
those-
like 6 or 7 characteristics.
Yeah, I think that, like those are kind of like universal, and like that everyone agrees with that. And I think that makes sense, right? So for an object to be considered alive, you need to have a certain set of properties so that it can sustain life, right? And that's fine. That's fair. So I guess that can kind of help us, right, with our spectrum, kind of, right, of like having a rock and a human being, right,
Yeah.
on the two ends. And so I guess that the main question is that, when does our object, go from rock from dead or like, not living to living? Like, is there a line, right, where that can happen?
So, okay.
What do you think?
Well, I would say anytime. So, like a single, so like a microorganism, like a single cell bacteria or bacterium that is living,
Yeah.
right? Because it's responding to its environment. It undergoes homeostasis, and it's consisting of cells, just a single cell.
Yeah.
So rock, it's not undergoing any it's not undergoing any homeostasis. It's not responding to its environment. It's
Yeah.
not it's not really consisting of like living cells, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't consider it living. But like
Of
immediately
course.
when you have just a cell
Yes.
or a cluster of cells that are then creating like a bigger organism,
Yeah.
that's when something is living.
Is one single cell alive?
Yeah.
Yes. Is the mitochondria alive?
No, the mitochondria isn't alive because it's not in and of itself. It's not really it's not existing alone, really, right? Like it's part
Okay.
of a living thing. It's helping to undergo homeostasis.
Yeah.
But it's not itself alive.
Okay, so since it doesn't have those 6 properties, then it cannot be considered alive, right?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, but do you think that you can kind of point out in the spectrum where you go from non-living to living? For example, is a child, right, that's not yet born, that's say like 1 month in, so like an embryo, right? I'm not sure what the terminology is because I know that it changes as time goes by, right?
Yeah,
I know that
you get like a zygote and like a blast.
Oh, we did that in
something.
psych, right?
Yeah, and then it goes.
Anyways, yeah,
it is.
let's
It does
Yeah.
develop.
yeah. So is that alive or not?
Like I don't know what the exact stages are of its development.
Yeah.
But like
Say
an unborn human.
within like 1 month.
Yes,
So
I would
like it's
say-
still like as
I
big
would
as like
say
your
so, yeah.
fist or like yes.
I'd say that it's alive.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
How about an ant?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. So I guess any animal, right, is alive. How about plants?
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
because they again like they are undergoing. I hate this word. I always get tripped over it.
Homeostasis.
Homeostasis.
Yes.
They are responding because again, it's not necessarily a definition of life, but these are common characteristics. Of
Exactly.
living
Yes.
Things.
I'm not sure if like everyone needs to have those, right? But like for example, a virus, right? Like, is a virus alive? Or bacteria alive?
I don't think it is alive. No, a virus is just like it's almost like an automata, right? It's not really like. I don't think a virus is living. No.
Okay. But why not?
Like, does a virus really like respond to its environment?
Well, yes, I guess. But like again, a chemical molecule can respond to its environment too, right? Okay. So I don't think that just being able to respond implies life, right? So yeah, I guess that like there's still a gray area, with viruses and bacteria, right? Although, yeah, it's still a bit confusing. Like it's still out there.
Is a virus a cell? Is a virus a cell? I don't think it is. It's just like basically it's just almost like just a box around.
It's not a cell.
Like RNA, or then
like because it attacks cells, right?
So I guess in that case it's not actually living. It's just kind of something that's moving around that then attaches to cells. So then. But
I guess that like movement, like we always think of movement as something that is done by life.
Something moving doesn't mean it's living. Like a car can move, right?
That's true, but like a natural thing that's moving.
Okay,
but viruses are artificial.
I don't think that a virus is like, it's not moving because it's guiding itself. It's just like if you cough, and then it might be like floating around, and then if it happens to attach to like a cell, then it would override it.
Yes, I guess that. If we do follow this terminology, then, we can kind of distinguish what's alive and what's not. But, when speaking about something animate and inanimate, right? Now, where is that distinction? Like, for example...
first of all, how would you define animate and inanimate?
Something that's animate, I think is something that requires some sort of thinking to it. So that it doesn't just do things because of there's some input and it produces some output, but there's some process that goes in between. And for example, for humans, for us, we're animate because we have consciousness, right? So that's the main factor that would make us different from something inanimate. And so that's why I would argue that plants, for example, they're inanimate because they don't have such capacity to process information. Well, they do process it, but like it's very like input output, right? You give it something like you give it sunlight on the left, it will go
because they aren't there. So I guess maybe a way to
they're not thinking it, right?
It's like a subjective experience of
reality. Yes, I agree. Yeah. So that could be something.
So basically, anything that has a brain anything that first of all has a brain and then has a brain advanced enough to then be able to subjectively or i.e. consciously experience reality.
Yeah. So another cool thing that I was thinking, about regarding this topic is that, we may think that we're animate, but say that like there's some alien species, right, that comes to Earth or something, and they see us, and maybe we're inanimate to them, right? Because maybe they're like just so much more complex that they see us as like, these insignificant humans. They're still worrying about gold and money. Like, what the heck, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, also, you can't prove that any other person aside from yourself is animate or conscious.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I think, therefore, I am.
Yeah.
Only
Who
you
said that?
Can prove that. Test cards, right?
Oh, don't say it like that. It's Descartes.
Descartes. Fuck yeah, I was
Descartes. Yeah.
But yeah, so I know that like essentially you can't prove that I am conscious, and I can't prove that you're conscious.
Why?
Well, because it's simply, I can look at your brain and say, oh yeah, you have these regions, so and like maybe we think consciousness is experienced in some region or certain parts of the brain. cause consciousness.
Yeah.
But again, it's such a complicated thing that like even though you can maybe like deduce it, you can't actually prove it.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. Right?
That's true.
So technically I can't say for sure if you are conscious, or you can't say for sure if I am.
You are conscious. So same thing.
I can just reasonably assume
yes.
that you are.
You have found a bug in my system. You have found a bug. I guess we can also say that we can't prove if we're in a simulation or not, right? There's no way to know that, right?
Yeah. I mean that,
but the same principle.
Too.
Yeah.
Some hyper realistic, advanced.
But see,
simulation.
I feel that once we go down that path, then like it loses its meaning. Because say, okay, even if you're in a simulation, what would that change? It wouldn't change anything, because we will still do everything right? in the same way.
It's just trying to understand why, like the why of everything.
So perhaps some questions don't have, like they're not useful. They're just, interesting to know, right? For example, was there a beginning to the universe, right? Are there multiverses, right? Mm-hmm. But that's not a helpful question, I guess. It's just interesting to know.
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not helpful, but I do think it's just hard not to think about.
Yes, okay. But that's only under a psychological point. I mean, a philosophical point of view, not from like a usefulness.
Yeah,
materialistic.
It's not necessarily practical to know whether or not we are.
Although, doing the kind of research towards like studying the beginning of the universe and stuff was very helpful in finding out. Cosmic radiation background, because that's what happened from the Big Bang, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Anyways, that's something else. But yeah, I guess that going back to being alive and not, I guess that it is subjective to the human species, perhaps only to us, because if we have some other species, with different standards, then we may not be even alive, right? For all we know.
Yeah.
And same thing with animate or inanimate. So. I think that that there's two things, that there's two sets. Like one is being alive and not alive, and the other one is if you're alive, then you can be animate or inanimate.
Now,
right?
Can something be animate but not alive? So, for example, like conscious artificial intelligence.
Yeah. So we have I guess we have four possibilities, right? Animate.
2 to the 2.
Yes, 2 to the 2. We have 2 to the 3. I mean, yeah, we have to introduce another
something else.
Yeah, which would be
intelligent
and not intelligent. Yes.
So, for example, I'd be intelligent and you would not be.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, that's precisely it. So we can have animate and alive. So like humans. No, sorry. We start from being alive. So alive and animate humans. Alive and inanimate plants. Inanimate and not alive rocks.
No, rocks aren't animate.
No,
robots.
No.
Oh, wait, did you say
inanimate?
Okay, sorry.
Not alive.
Damn, wait, where is there a rock in here? Okay, why would there be a rock in here? Imagine you have some talking rock. Oh, yeah.
Hey, what are you talking about? I'm alive. Yeah, so not alive and inanimate rock. Not alive and animate. That's artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Robots, it's a software that makes them alive, or that makes them animate.
If you had some way to capture human consciousness and then put it into a machine or something,
then that would be a next level.
Yeah,
that'd be sick. Yeah. So these are basically our thoughts. Let us know what you guys think. See if you agree or disagree with our definitions and our way of thinking and describing these 2 to the 2 options.
It really does depend on how you define life, or how life is defined somewhere. Yes. What animate means.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this is just our interpretation.
Exactly. Yeah. And let us know if you think that these questions are important or not, and if you like them or not. And thank you for listening, guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a good day.
See you guys
later.